Hi guys, welcome back to the Vue.js course. Today in this course we are going to now build a full-fledged application, a Vue.js application. So before diving into the application, I want to walk through all of the videos which we have covered. So I want to basically revise those all of the concept which we have covered in the previous videos. So after that we will create a full-fledged project. Okay, so in the very first video we learned that how to basically add the Vue.js in our HTML file. So we have added this using the CDN, and then we learned that how we can create the app using Vue.createApp, and then we are mounting this to this ID here, which is added to this div, and then we edit our data property, and then data contain our return object, and then this contain a message variable which is printing this message, and we are displaying that message here. So we covered this in the first video, how to add the Vue.js and how to create our first app which is displaying welcome to the Vue.js. In the second lesson we learned that how we can add the click event, right? So here we have basically added let me go to the Vue.js initialization tab. Yes, okay. In the second we learned that how we can handle the click event. So let's say we have a button and we want to handle its click event. Let's say if you have created a button which is show alert, and you want to say that when someone click on that you want to add a specific action. So you have added a show my alert, and you have added a click event, and then you pass this show my alert, and you have created that method here in the methods property. So show my alert, here in this method you are basically changing a property which you have created is active by default false, and then here you are saying that if this dot active equal not this active. So basically you are passing the contradict or opposite condition here. If it's active, make it to false. If it's false, make it active, right? So here based on the condition you are also changing its color text to green. If it's active, make it text green, otherwise make it text red. So whenever someone is clicking on this button, it's a toggle button. When someone click on that, it's mark as green, then mark as red, mark as green, mark as red, and so on. Right, okay. Then in the third video we learned that how we can use computed property. So basically computed properties are cached values, so these are recalculated when some value is changed. So we have added two variables here, and we added a computed property showing which is returning two variables, so first name and last name, and then we are displaying here full name, right, using the computed property, this one. Okay, and then we learned that how Vue model works, right? Let's say we have an input and we want to get the value from that input. So we have added input, and we have added the Vue model which contain a message. Basically we want to get that message and display here your message is, and whatever the message and its length. So we have added a default message here, and then we are adding this message variable here. So it will basically get that message value and display this in the Vue model or this in input. And then we are also calling this message here, so it will also print that value here, and here we are doing message.length, so it will display that length of that model. Okay, then conditional statement. So we learned that how to make the conditional. Let's say visible false, we have added a variable, and here in the based on that we are checking if it's a condition return true, display this message, if not, return this no else condition. Vue show, there is small difference between Vue show and Vue if is Vue show only displays the added the display none, but this doesn't render the condition. Then we also covered the loop. Let's say we have array and we want to print that, so we'll first inject its first item and then food, and then here we are printing that first food name. So this is used for the unique key lifecycle hooks we have covered that when page is created, before create, when page is mounted. So we can handle the different states of our component, that when our component is rendered, right? Then we added a watch property. When some value is changed, so this watch property will look and then do some action, that your old value is this and your new value is this one, right? Okay, and then we have this added component, that how we can add our component into the, how we can basically create another component and call into our this component. Then we learned that how we can basically modify our logic. We have moved our logic into a third component, which is app.js here, and then basically we separated that logic. And then we learned that how we can pass the data to a child component using the props we are using here, and then we are receiving this prop by using this here props, and then we are getting that message prop with type is string and default value is this. Then we learned that how a child can submit data to its parent. So we learned this using the emit. So basically, and this one is our child component. So we want to pass the data to a parent, it will send it to using this emit, and then this key will be available here at data, and then we are handling this using a custom method which is called here. This one is receiving, and then this one is lost. How we can enable here, let's say we want to apply the dynamically classes. In this video we learned that how we can apply the dynamic classes using the Vue.js. So how we can add a single class, how we can add the multiple classes, how we can add the conditional based classes, and then how we can add the dynamic styling. So we overall learned that how Vue.js works, how Vue.js basics works. We have covered a lot of things, and now we are ready for a project to start a complete application, and then let's build it using the CLI. How you can create the application using the CLI. So we are going to learn these concepts step by step guide, and I'll walk through if you don't know how to create the application using the CLI. So start the next video and I'll meet you there. Bye bye.